Welcome back. I hope you are enjoying learning with us. As a part of this video, we'll look into data types in SQL. If you recollect, as a part of one of the previous video, we did create a table. How did we create a table? Very simple. We said create table and we provided the name of the table and then we specified ID, name, city, address. What are these? These are the column names. Along with this, if you see, we have specified something called int, char or char, varchar. What are these? These are data types. By the way, what are data types? In any programming language, we do have data types. Whether you take C or C++ or Java, any programming language for that matter would have data type. Data type is a classification of data which tells the compiler or interpreter how the programmer intends to use the data. What it means is, let us say if variable a is being assigned with a value 7, how does user or a developer wants to use this? He may want to use it as a integer. He wants to use it as a string. He may want to use it as a float. Data type classification is telling the compiler or interpreter that is a data type. We do have various data types in RDBMS systems or SQL. So depending upon the RDBMS vendor, there are subtle variations in the data types. We are going to cover the core data types in most of these RDBMS systems. The core data types in RDBMS systems are string data types, numeric data types, date and time data types. What are string data types? Let us say when you are creating a table, you got to specify a name of a person. You got to specify a name of a place. That is when we have to take help of string data types. So we do have different types within the string data types like char, or some people refer it as a char. We do have varchar, we do have binary. So we have char, varchar and binary. Let us look at them one by one. Char data type within string is a fixed length string representing the single text characters, can be a alphabet, number or special characters. When you define a char string type, you can specify a size of column length in characters. We do have varchar, a string data type where we have a variable length character string. See, the difference here is it is fixed length and varchar is variable length. The size can be anywhere between 0 to 65,535. Then we have binary within the string data types. It is almost like a char, but it stores the binary byte strings with the maximum length of 8,000 bytes. Let us look at the numeric data types. What are the numeric data types? Let us say as a part of your table, if you want to specify age of a person, phone number of a person, that is when you can use the numeric data types. In numeric data types, some important data types like int, we do have a float, we do have a decimal. Let us look at them one by one. So int is a numeric value. If you don't want to have anything other than int whole number, that is when you can have a int. Second data type here is a float. So float specify the floating point numbers with a decimal. Here, the size is where you can specify total number of digits and D specify the number of decimal points. What they're doing is, as a part of the MySQL, they're kind of deprecating this in the future versions and they are providing only float P. We do have a decimal, have fixed precision and scale numbers. The same thing. Here we have a size and we have a number of decimal points. Mostly in the coming versions of the RDBMS systems, there may be a less difference between a float and decimal. As I said, already float P is available in the some of the recent versions of the MySQL. One of the very important aspect of the whole numeric data types is what is the range of values you can specify. In case of int, you can specify a range of 21,474 lakh 83,648 to 21,474 lakh 83,647. Or in case of unsigned range, it can be anywhere between 0 to 42,949 lakhs 67,295. So what if we need to have a value more than this range? That is when you can use big int. Wonderful. Let us look at the next data type, that is date and time data types. Can you imagine any data without date and time? Most of the times we do have date and time, like at what time you bought a wonderful gift for your girlfriend, at what time you were born, like that. You need to have a date and time as a part of your data. Whenever you need to store a date and time as a part of your data, you define that particular column with the date and time data types. So we do have different options in date and time, like we have only date, then we have date time, we have timestamp, we have time. Let us look at them one by one. So we have date. We'll specify the date format in YY-MM-DD. You can change the format. Some of the RDBMS systems will allow us to change this format according to the countries in which the information is being captured. Then we have date and time. Very simple. This will support both date and time. If you define your data type as a date, it supports only the date. If you define your data type as a date and time, it will support the both date and also the time. And we do have timestamp, stores a timestamp, like unique number that gets updated every time a row gets created or modified. Then we have only time. So it is used to specify the time format like HH, MM, and seconds. Wonderful. We understood the core data types in SQL. Thank you.